Alright, Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon, everyone. So, for now, we're going to wait a few more minutes before I begin. So, to make sure that anyone that's trying to join can join in. Testing, testing, one, two, three. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to everyone. My name is Zarif. I'm from Global Science in Durian Berhad. So before I begin, I'm gonna briefly explain regarding our company background. So for Global Science in Durian Berhad, we are located at Kelana Jaya, which is at Kelana Square. Our company specializes in distributing medical devices and rapid test kit. For example, this one, which is what I'll be doing a demonstration for you guys. So before I begin, there's a few issues that I would like to arise, which is the difference between pro-tests and self-tests. So for pro-tests, it would look like this one, which comes in a box from Alltest as well. And for the self kit, which the ones that is being sold at pharmacy is this one. So the difference between pro-test and self-test is for the pro-test, it can only be used by professionals, which to simplify, it can only be done at the laboratory by specialists like doctors or lab technologists. So if someone is trying to sell you the pro-test, please make sure to not buy it. You can only buy this one from certain pharmacy, which is for the public. Alright, so I'll begin straight away with the demonstration. So for over here, you can see the label to open here. So you just open it right there. So inside the package, the first thing you will see is the package insert, which contains all the summary regarding the test kit as well as the steps for you to do. So you can check the package insert if you're not sure. The second thing is the test device, which is inside the pouch. Third is the funnel. Fourth is the tube cap. Fifth is the tube, which if you notice there's two scales on it. The first one marks the 0.5 milliliter and the second one marks the 1 milliliter. The sixth is the buffer. And lastly is the biohazard bag. So the first thing you need to do before you begin the test, you have to make sure that you haven't eaten, haven't drank, haven't smoked anything or vape anything at least 10 minutes before the test. So to simplify, it's just a short fast before you do the test to make sure that when you extract your saliva, it's not containing any residue from the food or the drinks you have consumed. Alright, so the first step is to attach the funnel over here to the tube, and all you need to do is just press it in like so, like that. And before you extract your sample, make sure to deeply cough around 3 to 5 times And if when you deeply cough and you tend to produce phlegm, make sure to dispose the phlegm first before you spit in. So I'm going to show you an example of how to deeply cough, like so, deeply cough, and then you just extract the sample. So once you're done, you can just remove the funnel from the tube. And what it would look like is like this. So if you look closely over here, make sure the saliva is around the first scale. And if your sample produces any bubble, make sure the bubble is above the line. So until the line is only pure saliva. And if you notice on the package, there's an indentation for you to place your tube so it doesn't fall over and spill. So like that. So put it like this. And the next thing you need to do is apply the buffer. And to open the buffer, just hold the tip and twist it open. Like so. And just gently apply the buffer. And make sure to squeeze it completely until all of it is inside the tube. Like so. And then you can attach the cap onto the tube. And for you to mix the buffer and your saliva, you don't need to shake it, you don't need to stir. All you need to do is just gently squeeze the tube. And make sure to squeeze around 10 to 15 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you can place it back on the package. And next step is to get your test device pouch. And you can just open it by tearing it. There's a mark on it, so for you to simplify it, to open it. And inside, what you get is this test device. So the S marks is where you would apply your sample. And the C stands for control line, and the T stands for test line. So for you to apply your sample, you need to place your test device on somewhere flat, like so, if you can see it. Like that. And all you need to do is get your tube with your mixture and just apply 2 drops at the S. Only 2 drops. So 1 and 2. And that's all you need to do. Now, for you to read your results, you will have to wait for around 15 minutes, but not more than 20 minutes, because that's the time period for you to read the result. Once it reaches above 20, the result is no longer valid. Therefore, make sure to set an alarm for 15 minutes. So once the alarm is off, then you can check for your results. Okay, while we wait, I will show you how to interpret the result once it appears. Okay. Alright, so this is the result interpretation. So for the positive one, you can see that the line at C are both visible, and the line at T, one is very visible and the other one is quite faint. Even though it's quite faint, it is still considered a positive. And then for the negative one, you can see that a line is visible at C, but there is no line visible at all at T. Therefore, it is a negative. And for the invalid, there is no line at all at C for both tests. But for one test, there's one line at T. This both results are considered as an invalid. Even though if there is a line at T, if there's no line at all at the C, then it is considered invalid. And then we will progress. So for an example, this is what the result would look like if it's a negative. As you can see, there is a visible red line at C but no line at all at T. This is a negative test result. So if there's another line appears at the T, it's a positive, therefore you are positive for COVID. But if there's no line at all at the C, then it is an invalid. Okay, once you've interpreted your results, there is a guideline by MOH, which is the Ministry of Health from Malaysia, and this is the guideline. So as you can see that if once you're done with the self test and your results appear to be positive, what you need to do is self-report on MySejahtera. So for those who don't know, I will show you how. First, make sure that your MySejahtera is the latest update. So open your MySejahtera and click close right here. And as you can see on the menu above at the center here, you have a self-report. So just tap that. And then there's another one that shows update your self-test result. So just tap that. And from then on, you can just follow the steps for you to self-report yourself if you are positive. And that if you have a positive for your test result. If you are a negative but you tend to show symptoms of COVID such as sore throat or a fever, then what I advise for you is to go straight to any CAC, which is COVID Assessment Center, or any government-owned clinics for you to do a more proper screening to show whether or not you are positive. And if you are a negative but you show no symptoms but you have a case of close contact, then my advice for you is just to home quarantine and wait for the actions. Alright, so that is about it. Does anyone have any questions? Angie, okay. Alright, that is all from me. Thank you very much. If you have any questions regarding the self-test kit, you can just comment at our video at Global Science. You can just comment and we'll reach you as soon as possible. So that is all. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.